Here we go, guys. Deion Sanders looks like he's ready to take over the Pac-12. Live from the Gold and Blue Dude Studio. Welcome to the live show, 10 p.m. Sunday edition, and happy early Martin Luther King Jr. Day. That's right. A lot of people are getting a 3-day weekend because of the holiday tomorrow. So enjoy your day tomorrow. If you get tomorrow off, enjoy your day. If not, I've been there. I've done that. I've had jobs where I didn't get all the holidays off. It happens. Don't worry about it. Life moves on. Did y'all check out the videos that I put out earlier? Did y'all check out the videos that I put out earlier? The first video that I put out was actually based on an idea that one of the viewers gave me. I'm telling you, if you send in or comment a video idea that I enjoy, then I will do a video on it. And that's what the first video of the day was about. Somebody said, hey, you need to talk about Washington, how they screwed up the Pac-12. It's not just Utah and USC. You could boil it down to it was USC. All they had to do was beat Utah. Yes, that's true. But the viewer was right. You go back and look at Washington. If they had not lost to Arizona State, they would have been in the Pac-12 champion as a one-loss team, and it would have been one-loss Washington versus one-loss USC. And I think that guarantees that the Pac-12 gets into the playoffs. So yes, we can look at Washington and say you dropped the ball on that one. I mean, freaking Arizona State, you shouldn't have lost to Arizona State. In fact, let me show you a sneak peek of a video that I'm working on. So instead of your usual, postseason top 25, whatever, I'm doing my postseason entire rankings. There's several criteria, of course. Final record that goes into it, but some teams have the same final record. So beyond that, you look at what their numbers looked on offense, what their numbers looked on defense, and their strength of schedule. Strength of schedule matters as well. So just to show you how bad of a loss that was by Washington. Yes, it was a road game, but it was Arizona State. On my list, I'm starting from the worst and going to the best. I've gotten all the way up to 112th. Arizona State falls 114. 114. Arizona State is the 114th best team in the nation. Yeah, that's not good at all. They were a terrible, terrible, terrible team. Sorgi, I'll have to check my emails again. I didn't see that email. Sometimes I usually check my email like every other day, so I do miss some until I see it the next day. But I'll check it after the show. But yes, Washington, no excuse for losing to Arizona State on the road. And a lot of people think it was because they picked up their first loss to UCLA and they let that game beat them twice. Well, okay, yeah, that's exactly what happened. But that doesn't excuse the fact that Arizona State was terrible. One of the worst teams in the Pac-12. So if Washington doesn't drop the ball and lose to the 114th best team in the nation, Arizona State, Pac-12 makes the playoffs. That's a fact. The Pac-12 makes the playoffs, and Ohio State does not make the playoffs. But the silver lining, my opinion, is I think that the West Coast needs to be represented in the playoffs. It has been a very long time. I think like 7 or 8 playoffs, that the Pac-12 hasn't been represented in the playoffs. So I want them to be represented. However, that Ohio State-Georgia game was pretty good. It was pretty good. And I didn't think Ohio State deserved to be in the playoffs, but man, that was a really good game. Had Ohio State made that field goal, we would not be having this conversation of Georgia starting a dynasty, winning back-to-back national championships because, they would have lost by 2 points. But it didn't go through. So does that make Ohio State a top 4 team? Does that make Ohio State deserving of being in the playoffs? My answer is still no. My answer is still no. You got blasted by Michigan at home. You didn't win your own division. And you only got in because USC didn't win in their conference championship game. So, no, I still don't. But you know what? I enjoyed the game, so appreciate that, Ohio State. You gave us a great game. Came within 1 point of taking down mighty Georgia, and Georgia has flipped the script. They have changed the role. They are now playing the role of Alabama right now. They are the team that everybody wants to beat, and they have turned into the bad guy. It doesn't mean that they're bad people. No, what happens is whenever a team starts dominating, people start to not like them. I remember the Lakers in the early 2000s because I do watch basketball. Yes, I watch basketball. Lakers in the early 2000s with Kobe Bryant and Shaquille O'Neal. Everybody hated them. Why? Because they just kept winning. What about the New York Yankees in the late 90s, early 2000s, or even mid 2000s? Everybody hates the Yankees. Why? Because they have the most money and they have the most championships. Same with Alabama. Alabama is Alabama. All right. And Nick Saban has turned them into something even more. Like they've had more success under Nick Saban than they have in a very, very long time. So as much as you hated Alabama before, that got turned up a notch. Well, now Georgia's in that role. So Georgia is now the hated team simply because they just keep winning. They just keep winning. And whenever you keep winning, yeah, people start to hate you. Hate's a strong word. I don't want to use that. Sports hate. How about that? There's a difference in real life hate and sports hate. Sports hate. That's what this is. Sports hate. Just like, rivalries. Whenever I say I hate Pitt, it doesn't mean that I hate Pitt fans personally because most of them I don't even know. As a sports fan, I hate their team. So that's the way I'm going to phrase that. So yes, Georgia is now in the hate role because they're winning. They're winning. That's what happens. Could Colorado get into that category in the near future? Well, I don't know the answer to that. I would say if so, it's still going to take a couple years. But Deion Sanders is trying his best to get Colorado in that role. He's trying to get Colorado in that role before they even play a single game. People are already talking about Colorado. People are already talking about Deion Sanders. Some positive, some negative. Whenever you're a person like Deion Sanders or even me, like I put out videos, I'm like, doesn't matter if you necessarily talk good about it or talk bad about it, as long as you're talking about it. So whenever you're trying to get people's attention, as long as they're talking, that's what matters. I promote my YouTube channel in a lot of Facebook groups, and a lot of people like it, and a lot of people just dog me, and that's fine. But you know what? They know who I am, and that's the point. They know who I am, whether they like me or not. They know who I am. And that's what Deion Sanders is doing. Everybody knows who Deion Sanders is, and now he's letting everybody know who Deion Sanders is as a head coach. Now, one of our players, Taj Austin, entered the transfer portal. Within a week, he had announced that he had transferred to Colorado. Deion Sanders could have contacted him before he even entered the transfer portal. I don't have any proof. I don't know. But yesterday, I heard about the head coach, and I did a video on this as well. The head coach of Marshall, Charles Huff, came out and said, yeah, one of our players said that Deion Sanders contacted him. And this player is not in the transfer portal. Okay? It's okay to talk to players who are already in the transfer portal. It is not okay to talk to players before or who are not in a transfer portal. All right, you could lose scholarships, you could get bowl bans. I mean, there's some serious consequences. So does Charles Huff have the proof of this? Because if he has the proof of this, that's a violation right out of the gate. Right out of the gate. Deion Sanders with an NCAA violation in recruiting. That's not good. That's not good. Now, I don't know. This is going by he said, she said, he said. It's hearsay, pretty much. It's hearsay. You can't go by hearsay. You have to go by actual proof. So until I see actual proof, this is just a fun little story to talk about. But what I will say is that hire at Colorado, hiring Deion Sanders as the head coach, that I didn't see that coming. Never in 1,000 years did I ever think that Deion Sanders would choose to be the head coach of Colorado. Of course, Colorado would be interested in Deion Sanders. Everybody was interested in Deion Sanders. But him choosing Colorado, that didn't make sense. There was no dots there to connect. It didn't fit. I'm still trying to make sense of it. But you know what? It doesn't matter what I think whenever it comes to the fit. He wanted to go to Colorado. Colorado wanted him. He's there. That's a fact. It doesn't matter if I agree with it or understand it or not. It's done. He is the head coach at Colorado, and he's already making ripples. We're talking about him. Some of us negative, some of us positive. Doesn't matter. We are talking about him. And I heard within 24 hours, like 200 transfers and recruits were contacting him. NIL donations through the roof. So Colorado is starting to make some money, and they're starting to become valuable. Was this a planned move by Colorado to make their brand more valuable to get into a bigger conference or a better conference, however you want to word it? Remember, back whenever we heard that the Big 12 was talking to Colorado, Utah, Arizona, Arizona State, my opinion was yes to Arizona, yes to Arizona State, and yes to Utah. But Colorado, their brand is not great right now. They're a terrible football team. What would they add to the Big 12? Not much, other than they do have some rivalries in the Big 12. So that's some value. I would have swapped Colorado for Washington State. Washington State has one of the biggest fan bases in the Pac-12 and a top 25 fan base when it comes to size nationally. In fact, if you've watched game day consistently, you have seen Old Crimson, that is the flag for the Washington State Cougars, on every game day. The alumni ship it to the nearest alumni, and they make sure that it is represented at every college game day. So, yes, Washington State has a massive fan base, but Colorado hires Deion Sanders, and their brand strength has gone through the roof. Their NIL donations have gone through the roof. Interest from recruits and transfers have gone through the roof. This is absolutely insane, but this is what Deion Sanders does. Now the question is, can he be a good football coach at the FBS level? The first question when he went to Jackson State is, he was a great NFL player. Can he be a good head coach? He was a good head coach at Jackson State. All right, so now he takes the next step. Can he be a good head coach at the Power 5 FBS level? Not just FBS. He skipped Group of 5. No. Let's jump past that. He skipped 2 steps. Now he's into Power 5. Maybe it's a lower conference in the Pac-12, but still skipping Group of 5. So this is when we're going to find out just how good of a head coach he is. Can he bring Colorado back to prominence? Remember, Colorado has a fairly recent national championship. It was either 90 or 91 when Colorado won their last national championship. About the last time Washington won their last national championship as well. So that's recent history. It's been a little while, but it's recent history. Here's the interesting battle, and where the title of this live show comes into place. Lincoln Riley versus Deion Sanders. Man, oh man, oh man. The recruiting battles. Can you imagine what they're saying about what? You know that Lincoln Riley knows that he's having to go head-to-head against Deion Sanders to fight for some of these recruits. And you know that Deion Sanders knows that he is going head-to-head against Lincoln Riley. What are these guys saying about each other when they go visit a recruit? Well, I'll say one thing. The defense, that's definitely in favor of Deion Sanders. All Deion Sanders has to say is, have you seen the defenses he puts out there? No, if you want to be a part of a good defense, come on over to Colorado. So I think Whenever it comes to defensive players, check mark goes to Deion Sanders. Offensive players, that's a different story. I think offensive players, that's kind of an easy sell. Lincoln Riley's like, hey, 3 quarterbacks have won the Heisman Trophy under me. One other one, runner up. Would you like to win a Heisman Trophy, sir? Yes? Come to USC then. Easy sell. Easy sell right there. So when it comes to recruiting head to head, I think Deion Sanders would hold the advantage for defensive players, but I think Lincoln Riley would hold the edge for offensive players. But still, it's interesting because they're going to mention each other's. I guarantee you that they will mention each other's names because they know that the other person is their highest competition whenever it comes to recruiting. But then there's these other teams in the Pac-12. You got Utah, who's won the Pac-12 championship 2 years in a row. But for whatever reason, they pick up stupid losses. So they end up being a 3 or 4 loss Pac-12 champ. Happened last year, happened this year. And the same instance last year, one team, Oregon, lost to Utah twice. This year, it was USC that was the victim. Utah, if you want to keep winning Pac-12 championships, fine. But stop losing these games that you shouldn't be losing. And I saw a lot of comments about the Florida game in that video that I made about the Pac-12 about, oh, that humidity, that's a weapon, man. Dehydration, upchucking. I understand that. But Florida was bad. If you were talking about like Utah versus, I don't know, let's see, South Carolina, Utah versus South Carolina, and it's on the road, then the humidity could give South Carolina edge, right? This is Florida. Florida is bad right now, okay? So, no, it can't be that big of a fact. What happened was that road environment got to them. Utah has got to figure out how to win on the road. They have got to, because all 3 of their regular season losses, man, I got the hiccups. Of course, during a live show, hiccups. All 3 of their losses were on the road. So, y'all have a tremendous home field advantage, but you can't play every game at home. You have to learn how to win on the road. All right? You have to win on the road. All right? Anyways, yes, the dry air in the Rockies. Honestly, I do know that because I went to a summer camp near Denver one year, and it was people all over the country that went to this camp, and most of the people from the east side, you play games, you kick the can and capture the flag and all that stuff. Most of the kids from the East Coast were not used to the thin air, and we were all sucking wind, 15 minutes into it. They knew that was going to happen because it happens a lot. So they have the paper bags ready, like ready. And they warn you, hey, this could happen. Relax. You're not dying. Just come get a paper bag and we got you. So yes, thin air in the Rockies, that can definitely be a weapon as well. And maybe Colorado can have a tremendous advantage. I will say this for Colorado. Their fans are very, very supportive. As bad as they were last year, they were still selling out football games towards the end of the year before they knew anything about Deion Sanders coming to Colorado and Colorado being one of the worst teams in all of college football. In fact, going back to my list, I have Colorado as they might be actually a little higher than what you think. Nope, they're not. 130th. I went by record, of course, but a lot of teams have the same record. So then I went by points per game, allowed points per game, and strength of schedule. The only thing that kept Colorado out of dead last place on my list was their strength of schedule. 3rd in the nation. That surprised me. 3rd hardest schedule in the nation. So the worst team in the nation, the entire nation, in my opinion, for this year was UMass. They also went 1-11. They did have the worst offense in the nation, and they were 104th on defense, and they had the 97th toughest schedule. That was an easy schedule. That's a bad team right there. But Colorado was the worst Power 5 team by far, not even close. Worst defense in the entire nation. Seriously, dead last. Allowed over 40 points per game. And then their offense was 127th, which was fourth from last. They scored around 16 points per game. How they beat Cal, I have no idea. Look at the point differential right there. You allow 40 some and you only score 16. That's a recipe not only to lose but to get blown out in all of your losses. Most of their losses were by 25 or more points. This was a historically bad Colorado team. So they weren't just bad, they were historically bad. So when you really sit down and think about it, I think Deion Sanders is doing what he needs to do to get Colorado relevant. I mean, we're not just talking about him taking over a team that barely missed the ball. We're talking about Deion Sanders taking over a historically bad team. Is he cutting corners? Probably. The biggest question is he breaking any rules? That's the biggest question. And can you prove it is the other biggest question. Because sometimes these coaches can break rules, but there's no proof, and they can get away with it. So that's the last biggest question is there any proof? Because Charles Huff is saying he contacted one of our players who is not in the transfer portal. That is deemed tampering. If you contact a player who is not yet in the transfer portal, that is tampering. And I'm not talking head-to-head recruiting battles. I'm talking about people that are signed with teams. They are signed. Charles Huff said he talked to a player that was signed with Marshall, that was committed to Marshall. That is tampering. So listen. I understand, Deion. I understand. You got to do everything within your power to get Colorado off the ground because you are starting in a ditch. I understand that. Be careful, though. Be careful. Stick to players that have already entered the transfer portal. Stick to those players, okay? Stick to those players. Give me 1 second. I forgot a list. All right. And for the record, in case you were wondering, I do want Deion Sanders to succeed at Colorado. I do think he has the potential to be a pretty good coach, and I would like to see Colorado be relevant again. It's actually kind of sad. It's actually kind of sad to see Colorado in the state of affairs that they are right now. It's really, really sad. So hopefully for both sides of the party, that actually happens. As far as the Pac-12 goes, man, I had a really, really, really good year whenever it came to the Pac-12. Now, USC, that was easy. Every YouTuber that I knew was predicting USC to have a major, major, major bounce back year and probably win the Pac-12. So that was an easy pick. I went with the majority because I agreed with them, not just going with the flow, but I agreed with them. Washington. Not very many people were talking about Washington. Honestly, I thought Washington was going to have a good season in 2021. But they ended up having a big transition with their coach. So this year, when Michael Penix Jr. announced that he was transferring to Washington, I was like, this is the year. Washington's going to hit 10 wins. Washington has way more talent than people realize. That schedule set up really, really good. They're in the Pac-12. So there you go. So Washington, to me, I thought it was a no-brainer. So the fact that, number one, when I was watching all these YouTubers, nobody was talking about Washington, and when they did, and they might get to a bowl 6 and 6, 7 and 5. Blew my mind. The second thing is, whenever I made videos about Washington and said, hey, I think Washington's going to have a 10-win season, oh, I got blasted. I got, man, people pointing and laughing, saying I'm a complete idiot. I understand it because what I saw was a talented Washington team that was on the verge of really, really breaking out. Michael Penix Jr. has said he's coming back to Washington. I think Washington has a let me rephrase it. I think Washington wins the Pac-12, all right? I think they have a chance to go undefeated. So I nailed that prediction. Oregon, I mean, that was fairly easy to see because Oregon usually has the question is Oregon going to finish 8-4 or are they going to finish 10-2? So that one's pretty easy to pick in the Pac-12. Same with Utah. But the other two, Oregon State, UCLA, Golden Bluded was the only YouTube channel out there that I saw. Now, maybe there's others. If there were, my apologies. But from the ones that I saw, Golden Bluded was the only YouTube channel that was talking about Oregon State having a double-digit win season possibly and UCLA having a double-digit win possibly. So, that one I didn't understand either because I knew those two teams were building something. And UCLA, why people were not talking about UCLA, I have no idea. Not even just talking about 2022, but even in 2021, they went 8-4. He has been building something. This has been ongoing. So I expect UCLA to keep building and to push towards a double-digit win season next year. I'm telling you, UCLA is in for some really, really good years as long as Chip Kelly stays there. Even if their defense takes a little bit of a step forward, that's going to be anything better than this year. I mean, their defense was 92nd in the nation. So I expect their defense to be a little bit better than that, and that's going to make that team even more dangerous. So I like UCLA. So I hit I did well in the Pac-12. Flip that over. For the Big Ten, I did fairly well. Penn State. I circled Penn State. Some people were predicting Penn State to have a decent season. I was very sure that they were going to have a 10-win season. The two games that I circled that was going to determine if they were going to have that 10-win season was the road trip to Purdue and the road trip to Auburn, and I had them winning both. There you go. Boom, 10-win season for Penn State. Now, Penn State wasn't as controversial as some of these other teams, like I mentioned, Washington, Oregon State, UCLA. There were some other YouTube channels that predicted Penn State to have that 10-win season, but not everybody. The biggest hit that I had in the Big Ten was actually a team that I thought was going to do way worse this year, and that was Michigan State. And Michigan State fans did not like me this year. They did not like me at all because I predicted that Michigan State was going to take a huge step backwards and miss a bowl. I got called crazy. I got the old "you're a Michigan State hater" every time I say something negative because I believe it to be true. Not trash talking, really. I just believe it's true. This is what I see. Every time I say something negative about a team, I'm automatically a hater. Any team you mention, I'm a hater. Oh, you're just a so-and-so hater. So this past year, whenever I predicted Michigan State to miss the bowl, you're just a Michigan State hater. Oh, yeah, because I have a reason to hate Michigan State. At least makes sense whenever you're going to do something like that. And that, to me, that one was easy too. Michigan State didn't have a good defense last year. They weren't going to have a good defense this year. And if you looked at the games, well, not all the games, but some of the games that they won in 2021, they got some bounces of the ball. I mean, they got a lot of bounces of the ball. So I was playing the law of averages. I didn't think they would get as many bounces of the ball. I knew their defense wasn't going to be good again. And the biggest thing is Walker, Kenneth Walker. Whenever he was injured last year, that offense tanked. He was gone, so I knew the offense was going to take a significant step backwards. To me, it was an easy pick. Super, super easy pick. But the Big Ten is a land of mediocrity. A lot of people have told me that the Big Ten is overrated. And I'm like, yeah, but Michigan and Ohio State and Penn State, those are good teams. And, they make it relevant and they make a play on the playoffs. So I didn't quite buy into it. But then I looked back at the national championship history. Since 1980, the Big Ten has only won 3 national championships. That is pitiful. And then if you look at their conference rankings, the Big Ten West is a joke. I mean, their best team, Purdue, went 8-6. Illinois 8-5. Iowa 8-5. Minnesota, who finished 4th in the West, actually had the best record, 9-4. Then Wisconsin 7-6, Nebraska 4-8, and Nebraska and Northwestern 1-11. The Big Ten had almost put up two. 3 teams with double-digit win seasons: Michigan, Ohio State, Penn State. The Pac-12 had 5: USC, Washington, Oregon, Utah, and Oregon State. The Pac-12 had 2 more teams finished with double-digit win seasons more than the Big Ten this year. The Big Ten is so lopsided right now, it's not even funny. Maybe USC and UCLA will help that a little bit, although I have a sneaky feeling that they're going to struggle a little bit in the beginning, because that's going to make a difference. And I know they're going to be travel partners, and they're probably going, and the Big Ten is probably going to help them out by scheduling back-to-back road trips, so they're not flying back and forth like that. But it's going to take some getting used to, and if Lincoln Riley doesn't learn to put out a decent defense, then it's not going to work out, because in the Big Ten, that's one thing you need. You need a good defense. Same thing with the SEC. Now, if they were headed over to the Pac-12, not the Pac-12, Big 12, not so much. ACC, not so much. In the SEC and the Big Ten, you need defense. You need defense. Having said that, the Big Ten is top-heavy. Very, very top-heavy. Michigan, Ohio State, and Penn State. That is basically the Big Ten right now. It really is. I have no reason to be a Big Ten hater or look down on the Big Ten. I look at facts. That's it. And you have 3 teams that finished with double-digit win seasons. And I know the Pac-12 didn't put a team in the playoffs, and the Big Ten put 2 teams in the playoffs. I understand that. They really only should have put in 1, because Ohio State backed their way in because USC lost in their championship game. Listen, if you're going to compare resumes, based on how many games the teams played, right? So if you're going to compare USC's resume to Ohio State's, then you have to stop USC's resume at the regular season, because Ohio State didn't get to their conference championship. Now, if you want to compare USC's resumes to, let's say, a Clemson, that's fair. If it came down to USC and Clemson, well, Clemson won their conference championship. USC didn't. Clemson gets in. USC doesn't. That's fair. I'm okay with that. But USC and Ohio State, you have to end the comparison at the regular season. You know what? Let's turn this into a watch real quick, because I'm starting to get a little antsy about the playoff game. Hold on. We have a fan on in here, so let me mute this real quick. I'll be right back. It is unfortunate that I just missed the scoop and score to the house for Cincinnati, but it's all right. Cincinnati is on top. Which, by the way, if y'all don't know the history of my fandom, I have never seen one of my teams that I've pulled for or rooted for win any type of championship, whether it's a world championship or a national championship. So I'm a West Virginia fan. Obviously, we've never won a national championship in football or basketball. Whoa. Hold up. So the Ravens were actually about to score, and Lamar Jackson tried to extend it, and they knocked it out of his hands, and they took it. That's worse than the Orange Bowl scoop and score. Holy crap. Holy crap, guys. I never thought I would see anything like that again. So y'all remember the 2011 Orange Bowl between Clemson and West Virginia, and it was actually a good game there for a while. It was going back and forth. But then Clemson was about to score and retake the lead, and Clemson fumbled at the 1 or 6-inch line. Like, they were literally about to score, and West Virginia knocked it out and took it to the house. Completely changed the game, and West Virginia blew them out. I've never seen anything like that, and I never thought that I would ever see anything like that again. Well, it just happened again, and this was actually even more crazy. And Lamar Jackson was actually pleading his case, saying that he broke the plane before they knocked it out of his hands. And they showed replay. It didn't look like he broke the plane, although it was really, really, really close. But that's crazy. And I bet Lamar Jackson wished that he hadn't extended then, or at least had a better grip. Like, if you're going to extend, you better have a death grip on that thing, because people are going to be trying to punch it out and knock it out and stuff like that. He did not have a death grip on it. So that was not a good play by Lamar Jackson. You have got to make sure you have a hold of that thing. If y'all have any questions or comments or even troll attempts, and you'd like to support the channel, Super Chat's the best way to do that. Anything you put in that Super Chat, I'll put on the screen to read and to address. The way to issue a Super Chat is to hit that little dollar sign on your bottom right-hand corner. Great way to support the channel. And like I've said in the past live shows in the off season, the off season is that's when us college football YouTubers really appreciate those donations, because people, I mean, it is what it is. People lose interest in college football once the national championship is played. So it's basically mid-January, I would say, to mid-April, something like that. But then people get interested again, and then there's what you call the boom month. July and August is where I always have. Oh, you're right. That wasn't close. That wasn't close at all. That was a pitiful attempt. Holy crap! That was not close at all. What was he thinking? What was he thinking? Oh, Lamar Jackson, man. How did you win the Heisman, man? What a doofus play. What is it? Oh my gosh. Unbelievable. When Lamar Jackson, and what was that? A linebacker ran it back to the house. So not even like the fastest guy on the field ran it back. Did they? They must have had a jumbo package and nobody could run him down. And then that one guy just stumbled. He had a decent angle on him, and he just stumbled. My gosh. Wow. I wish I hadn't missed that. I wish I hadn't missed that. That would have been awesome to see. All right, 24-7. Yeah, we're turning this into a live. Still going to talk about things, but sorry guys. I mean, the Bengals. It's my team. It's my team. 24-17. Last year, I thought I was going to get to feel, what it's like for one of my teams to win a championship, because they got to the Super Bowl, but nope. Lamar Jackson sacked. Big loss for the Ravens. Big loss. Big loss. Big loss. Yikes. So this is going to be about a 1, 2, 3, 7 or 8 yard loss. Yikes. You have got to get rid of the ball, man. You have got to get rid of the ball. Yikes. Come on, guys. Close this out. We got 11 minutes left in the fourth quarter, up 24-17. We can do this. We can do this. Back to the original line of scrimmage. So it's going to be about 3rd and 10. 3rd and 10. MSU Detroit fan says the last closest championship was 2012 Detroit Tigers, but that ended very bad. Oh yeah, I remember that. I thought they were going to win the World Series. I really did. Unfortunately, I became a Reds fan like 2 years after they won I think they won the World Series in '91, but I wasn't really into baseball until '93. That's when I started liking the Reds. So, yeah, that was barely missed it. What was that? Did he get the first down? What kind of play was that? A fumble and the lineman advanced it? I missed it. Will Klein, thank you for the $5 donation. Says, how about a conference lottery draft where the worst Power 5 conference gets the first pick and work geographically in each conference one save. I'm gonna have to look at that again. How about a conference lottery draft where the worst Power 5 conference gets the first pick? All right, so you're saying a draft. That was not a fumble. That's not a first down. No, that's not a fumble. His arm was actually going for. Usually they want it to be overturned and not be a fumble. That was clearly not a fumble. I mean, the ball went forward 10 yards and his arm was. No, no, no. Wave that off. That's not a first down. What is he challenging, or did they overturn it, or what? So that's not Lamar Jackson. Okay, he's hurt. I didn't know that. My bad. So who's their quarterback? Huntley. Okay. Actually, you know what? That explains some things. I don't think Lamar Jackson would have tried to make that jump like that. Um, at least not having it secured. Thank you for the correction. I honestly didn't know that. Honestly didn't know he was hurt. So I guess the Ravens have a built-in excuse then. If Lamar Jackson is hurt, then they have a built-in excuse. Let me look up and make sure I didn't miss any super chats. Will Klein says each conference gets one save. That's the part that I'm not understanding, Will. I understand what you're saying as far as it's kind of like the NFL draft, except it's conference based, and the worst conference gets the first pick. But what's this? What do you mean by save? Like give it to the next conference, and they like you switch. Like what does the save part mean? That's the other part I understand, and it's actually a pretty cool idea. I don't understand the save part. That's the only thing. That's the only thing. Exactly. A lot of people were saying, why didn't West Virginia get Garrett Kingsbury? And I was at one time I was one of those people. But when you really think about it, number one, Neil Brown doesn't want an offensive coordinator. He made that clear last year. He made that clear. We brought in Graham Harrell, who's a pretty good offensive coordinator. I mean, he is. And first 4 games, he had mostly control, and our offense looked great. And then Neil Brown slowly took over and kind of just shoved. I think Neil Brown was threatened by Graham Harrell. I really do. And I think that's why we don't have an offensive coordinator. Neil Brown wants to call the plays, and any good offensive coordinator, he's scared and he's threatened. And that's why Garrett Kingsbury would have never happened at West Virginia, because Neil Brown wouldn't let it happen. And Garrett Kingsbury saw what happened with Graham Harrell. He's like, no way, no thanks. Working with or for Neil Brown can only hurt your career. Ask JT Daniels as well. Quarterbacks. Oh man, we're in a mess, guys. We're in a mess. West Virginia is total garbage right now, man. Oh, you're talking about Cliff Kingsbury. No, I was thinking about Garrett Riley. I mixed two names up again. My gosh. You said Kingsbury, and I started thinking about Garrett Riley. Okay, Garrett Riley went to Clemson. A lot of West Virginia fans thought that Garrett Riley should go to West Virginia. A lot, including myself. I wanted us to get Garrett Riley. And now we're talking about Cliff Kingsbury. It's not going to happen because Neil Brown threatened. Second thing is, any halfway decent offensive coordinator isn't going to want to come to West Virginia because of what they saw last year. Graham Harrell was completely competent and had our offense running, but Neil Brown just couldn't resist. Michigan man Jason, thank you for the $2 donation. Says go blue. There you go. You know what, Michigan man Jason? I think that's the first ever Go Blue super chat on Going to Blue Dude. I'm very, very confident in saying that. I don't think we've ever had a Go Blue super chat. So you are the first. And we've had a lot of super chats. We've been doing live shows for a while. But I don't ever remember somebody saying go to super chat. No, this is not a clickbait. It just kind of turned into a watch party because I actually forgot that Cincinnati was playing at 10 o'clock and that my show was at 10 o'clock. So it morphed into, we were talking about Deion Sanders, because Charles Huff, the head coach for Marshall, is straight up accusing Deion Sanders of trying to recruit one of his players who's not in the transfer portal, which would be tampering. So I talked about that for a while, and then the chat started talking about the game, and then the scoop and score, and it turned into a watch party. Will Klein, thank you for the $10 donation. Says, okay, what I meant by that was if the ACC wanted to go after Georgia or Alabama, DSCC can use that save. Then the ACC would have to pick another team. Oh, I got you. So it's almost, you can use a save to try to hurt the other conference. Gotcha. So that you would have to try to figure out, you want to do something that would help our conference, or do you want to do something that would hurt another conference? That would be a thinking game right there. That's actually not bad. 3rd and 3 for Cincinnati. What yard line are we on? We're on our own 32-yard line. So we need to get this first down. About 9 minutes left in this wild card game. Come on, Bengals. You got close. That was an easy dump, man. Come on. That was on you, man. That was on you, Burrow. You can throw dimes 40 yards, but a 3-yard first down pass you throw into the dirt. A simple hitch route. Simple. They ran all hitches on that to go. No, Deion Sanders is going after Riley. We were talking about the recruiting battle as well. It's not just one subject. We talk about a bunch of things. So one of the things, the first thing we talked about was Deion Sanders recruiting and how it's going to be interesting to see, because they're going to talk about each other. I mean, they know that the standard is, okay, I got to recruit against Deion Sanders, and then on the other side, I got to recruit against Lincoln Riley. So yeah, they're going to definitely be going after each other in the recruiting battles, and that's going to be interesting to see. I wonder if any of these recruits will ever share their stories about what one coach said about the other. That would be awesome. You talk about content. That would be some great content right there. Did they throw a flag on that? Somebody that was running into the kicker, and that would be a first down. Did they throw the flag, though? I don't think they did. I don't know. I was too busy explaining my title. No, they did throw the flag. Cincinnati got the first down. I was too busy explaining my title again. Cincinnati trying to run it up the gut, and no bueno. Well, at least run some clock. When you have the lead like this, if you're going to call stupid plays, keep the clock going. But really, you just need to score one more time. If you're the head coach for Cincinnati, you just score one more time, and that's basically, I mean, it's not the game, but it's basically the game. You're putting them behind the 8 ball. So I understand wanting to run the clock, but when it's 8 minutes left and you're up by a touchdown, score. Stop running these short plays where you're just trying to run clock. Terrible play call again, and he didn't even catch it. So I don't understand these coaches. I really don't. I really don't. I really don't. Colby, it is, dude. I don't answer to you. Why do you act like I answer to you? It's none of your business, to be honest with you. Like, your obsession with me is unhealthy, man. Unhealthy. Yep. Pitt did beat West Virginia last year, and I was at that game, and it was very, very depressing. The weird thing is, like, we were a bad team, and we had a chance to win that game. Like, that should not have been. Like, Pitt finished in the top 25, and they beat us by 7 in their house, and it was because of some bad play calling on our part. Y'all, honestly, if you go back and watch the game, y'all should have like whooped us because we were a bad team. Although I was, that was back. You know, I can admit when I'm wrong, and maybe I was wrong about that. Why did that go to your comment, man? I meant to go to Hillbilly Skeptic. There you go. Hillbilly Skeptic, thank you for the $5 donation. Says, be careful, everyone. There are perennial losers with sand in their VJs that will block you. Comment of the night. That is hilarious. That is hilarious. See, I'm a realist. I realize that West Virginia absolutely sucks in football and basketball. So if I blocked everybody that said West Virginia sucked or talked trash about West Virginia, I wouldn't have a YouTube channel because that is a fact. Like we do suck. So I can handle it. It is what it is. I know what I signed up for. I know what I signed up for. So it is what it is. The thing that really just I don't know makes me scratch my head is people that get unhealthy obsessions about you. Like it gets a little weird. Gets a little weird when they have these unhealthy obsessions. That's my only you know, I don't know, issue about any type of comments because trash talk is trash talk. It is what it is. My team sucks. I know it. Let it roll. Let it rip. That is reality for like this was the worst team. The worst team. No, not year. Scratch that. The worst year to be a West Virginia fan in my entire life. My entire life. Wait, did Michigan? Hold on. What comment got blocked? What comment got blocked? Oh, guys, here's the standing rule at Golden Blue. If it's a comment that's not going to get that's not going to get our channel taken down, leave it. Trash talk is fine, all that stuff. You can't worry about if a comment's going to hurt somebody's feelings or whatever. Oh, that looks like that might hurt somebody's feelings, so we got to take it down. That's just trying to micromanage. As long as the comment doesn't put your channel at risk, which that is a long play by the Ravens. When you start playing safe like that, then the other team starts to make big plays, and you're deep. It affects both sides of the ball, and that's what's happening. Again, that was a 20-yard gain, easy zone pass. Man, son of a bee. Oh, it was up for review. Okay, I got you. Yeah, that happens too. That happens too. Which one was it? Which one was it? As far as the trophy engraving goes, Joey already knows the deal. There's a reason why. Like y'all, just think whatever you want. I don't. That's gonna be hilarious. It's just the upset. Like ever since I won the daggum thing, like as I cheated. The points was off. Rig. You're not the real champion. And then when are you gonna get it? Like the more you the type of person I am, the more somebody like tells me something and tries to put pressure on me, I'm almost like, yeah, that makes me want to do it less. Maybe that's a personality flaw. Could be. It could be. Could be. It's not always been the best decision as far as because it's it's not just the trophy engraving. It's life. That's how I've reacted whenever um stuff like that came up, and it did get me in trouble sometimes. So maybe it's a character flaw. I don't know, but I don't respond well to that. Big sack by Cincinnati. Yes. Rocket the baby. Rocket the baby. rock the Ravens to sleep. 4th down, punt. Less than 5 minutes left. This was a great sack right here. Well, any sack is great if your team is the defense. You know, it's crazy whenever you're watching football. You say things that don't make sense just because you're into the game. You're into the game. That was a great sack. Of course, it was a sack. Duh. I don't know why I said that. Great sack. Yes, it was my team and they sacked. Of course, it's great. I hope the Ravens are choking. I really do. I really, really do. Me and Joey are trying to figure out why YouTube won't suggest my videos or live shows. Like, we're having a real issue with that, and I'm not happy about it. Like, it is so annoying. Have we been shadow banned? I don't know, but it's really, really annoying. Like, even myself, I don't get, or maybe it's across the board. I don't know. I haven't really talked to other content creators about it, but I don't get an alert about one of my videos until 3 days later. And for Joey, it was the same way. Like, when I put a video, flag on the play. Dang it! That was a good play too. Yeah, that's gonna be holding on Cincinnati. Of course, shoot yourself in the foot whenever you have a good play. But so I'll put out a video, and then 3 days later, I get the alert. Yeah, that you're on top of it, YouTube. It just makes me mad because us content creators, we're doing our job, but then YouTube won't do their job. So I'm gonna have to go back to promoting all my live shows in Facebook groups. So, and that takes a while because I'm a member of a lot of Facebook groups. So I have to create the stream, get the link, share it. That's going to be like a 30-minute ordeal. That was almost a good play. Dang it. 2nd and 19. Good gosh. Chase, you got to catch that, man. Man. Oh, he should have caught that. I know that it was a little off target, but he should have caught that. Shadow ban for clickbait. The most overused word on YouTube, clickbait. Whatever's in my title, I always talk about. I don't bait you just to click, just to talk about something completely different. That's just dumb. 4 minutes left, 3rd and 10. If we can get a first down here, that the Ravens could get really, really nervous. Get the first down. 3rd and 10. Come on, Joe. Let's go, Joe. Let's go, Joe. Come on, man. Oh yeah, I'm definitely not looking forward to that road trip to Kansas. We're gonna get absolutely walloped. Joe, calm down. Oh, he ran. He committed too soon, man. What are you doing? Indecisiveness, man. And you went out of bounds. Nice job, doofus. Nice job. The 2 dumbest decisions you could have made, you just did it. You had plenty of time, but you panicked. Finally got outside the pocket and decided to scam. And then you went out of bounds. Why would you do that? Faking a pitch? Wait a minute. It looked like he was down before he was out of bounds. I don't know about this. Did they call a timeout? Maybe they called a timeout. I don't know. But he was not out of bounds. That clock, if they didn't call a timeout, the clock should be running. He was not out of bounds. Is there a new rule that I don't know about? Who knows with the NFL? My gosh. Oh, just in case we have any new viewers, if you like college football, we'll sprinkle in some NFL and some March Madness. But if you like college football, hit the subscribe button. That's what we do here. College football all day, every day. There is no off season. Whenever there's the off season from the college football season, it's actually called the grind season here in YouTube world because it gets challenging, to say the least. It does get challenging. People lose interest, and it is what it is. 3.5 minutes left. That is way too much time, and that clock should not be running unless they call a timeout. But I didn't see a timeout, and of course another flag, and we get backed up. So that's 5 more yards for the Bengals. Uh, Flag on the plate. What? Flag for what? Something weird just happened. Was there 12 men on the field? Before was that a legal fair catch? I don't know because right when he received the ball, they threw the flag. I missed something. Or it might have been the block on the outside. It looks like false. What? Oh, he went out of bounds and came back in. But he was a non-factor in the play. I'm not understanding this at all, guys. I am not understanding this at all. At all. It would probably help if I had the volume up, but I don't want to get this taken down or demonetized. So this would probably make a lot more sense if I had this turned up. So if the Bengals win, we have to go on the road to play the Bills. See, that means that, and that was a sad situation with Hamlin, but him getting injured and that game getting wiped off directly affected this. We would have had the home field advantage if we would have won that game. But still, I'm glad he's doing better. And they said he's responsive. I think they transferred him back to Buffalo. He might be out of the hospital. Everybody's offering a West Virginia commit. They know they're leaving by droves. Everybody's bailing on West Virginia, so everybody's just like, all right, what's the best talent that's left? And it's easy pickings right now. West Virginia is the low hanging fruit right now in college football. Good stop or good tackle by the defense right there. That was a good tackle. Stopped him short of the first down. So this is 3rd and 2. Less than 3 minutes. It looks like Baltimore's going to have to score here. They're not going to get another possession. They're going to have to score right here. Harbaugh is shortening the game, which I guess he just has that much confidence in scoring a touchdown. I don't know. John Harbaugh. Who do y'all think was a better NFL coach, John or Jim Harbaugh? Good play call. Stop him. Oh, he reached out. Was that a fumble? Or did he call it down? And a first down, of course. The worst. Dadgummit. Crap. His knee's down. That's not a first down. Review that. His knee is down. That was no. He did not stretch before his knee was down. Knee down right there. No first down. Review it. And yes, it does matter. I know it's just a few inches, but hey, we could stop him. You never know. You never know. John, um, I understand the argument because he did win a Super Bowl, but I would need to see more from Jim. But yes, I would agree with you. As of right now, John would be the better NFL coach. I would agree. Yes. Uh, yeah, I'm going to that backyard brawl again in Morgantown, and it's not going to be like last year. At Heinz Field, there was at least 20, 25,000 West Virginia fans there. In Morgantown, you're going to be lucky to have 10. It is going to be for real home field advantage for West Virginia, and you're going to lose. We're going to get absolutely stomped by Penn State, and then we'll be who's our FCS opponent, whoever our FCS opponent is, and then we'll be Pitt and probably win 2 more games and go 4-8, call it a year. But hey, I'll be at the backyard brawl, and that'll be a win. So that'll be the highlight of the season right there. but I am definitely 100% going to that game. That is going to be awesome. At least I'll be able to experience an awesome atmosphere in the midst of a terrible season. Got to take your silver linings, right? Got to take your silver linings. Make sure to hit the like button if you haven't yet. Those likes do help the video, even if you don't particularly like me. It helps support the channel, and it just helps the video hit the YouTube algorithm, all that stuff, and so on and so forth. And yes, we are very thankful and appreciate all the support from you guys. Worship break. I didn't see what happened with the previous playoff games. Who won the other playoff games? I think Kansas City won, Buffalo won, Jacksonville beat the Chargers. I do remember that. What was the other game? Did Seattle beat San Francisco? Y'all let me know. Y'all let me know the winners of today's playoff games because I'm not caught up on that. Mods, don't be blocking people left and right for no reason. I'm serious. We had issues with that in the past. We're not going to deal with that. If any of our moderators, and please let me know in the comment section, if our moderators are blocking you for no real reason, let me know, and the wrench will be yanked. They have been warned. That's not how we do things around here. Trash talk is fine. Just any comment that could possibly get the stream or the channel get a strike, that is taken down. But regular trash talk, no. So, oh, it is fourth down. Come on, get a stop, get a stop, get a stop. Go, go, go. No, of course not. Dang it. Wasn't that a false start, though? Looked like it could have been a false start. I'm just saying. Yes, the Bills did win. That was a false start. Did y'all see that? Oh, auto blocks for what? Oh, Giants beat the Vikings. I did not see that happening. Come on, Cincy. Oh, he should have picked that off. Man, come on, dude. Dadgummit. Dadgummit, guys. That should have been picked off. Game over. Yeah, I saw the Jacksonville comeback. That was insane. That was absolutely insane. He read that. He had it read. It was just a little too low. Just a bit outside. Jay Glizzy, voice of Motown, posts so many things. I probably saw it, but I don't know which one you're talking about. He posts so many things. That was a good throw by the quarterback. That might be pass interference on Cincinnati. My gosh. Dadgummit. Talk is pit. You actually did bet with me, but then you didn't show up, and you would have won the bet. Sucks for you. Yep, blocking the back. Dang. Okay, I'm okay. I'm okay. I'm okay. I'm okay. My gosh. Gotta be kidding me. Oh, here we go. Sorgy says 49ers won. Let me go back up. 49ers won, Jaguars won, Bills won, Giants won, Chiefs won, and of course the byes didn't play. Cowboys and Niners, that would be wait, did you say 49ers won? Dadgummit, they lost. I was wanting Gino to get the job done. Oh well. Yeah, next best thing, 49ers and Cowboys. That would be a great Super Bowl. Except for Cincinnati. If Cincinnati gets knocked out, then I'm good with that. Man, there is less than a minute left. The Ravens are really cutting it thin right here. But they are moving the ball. Come on, defense, show up when you need to. 45, 44. This is weird, to be honest with you. They're not giving themselves a lot of time at all. We're down to 37, 36. Faster clock. Come on, you're our best friend now. He's probably taking a shot right now. Oh, should have been picked off. Dang it. 29 seconds. That should have been ball game right there. Man, he had it. He had that red too. Okay. Oh, it was too high. Okay, all right, I got it. Good tip though. If he doesn't tip that still might not be a touchdown, but it's gonna be stinking close. If anything, stinking close. So that's a good play. 29 seconds left. Second and 10. Killing me, guys. Oh, they're running it. Stupid play call. Stupid play call. Now he's got to get out of bounds. What are you doing, John? I'm thankful, but I'm saying that was a terrible play call. Holding? Yes. Holding on the Ravens. Quote the Ravens. Wait, they kind of tried the Statue of Liberty. If they were trying the Statue of Liberty, that was the worst Statue of Liberty I've ever seen in my entire life. All right, 22 seconds left. They're backed up to the 27-yard line. All right, come on, guys. Set up a fence. Don't let anything past that fence. Clock, go. Clock, go. Clock, go. Go. Terrible pass. 15 seconds left. 3rd and 20. Let's go. Bad news is, even with the win, Cincinnati has to go on the road twice to win, and the next one would be Bills. Ugh. Did you see that tight end setting himself up for a toe tap catch? That's genius right there. That play is well thought out. Wait, is John setting up for a timeout? What's he doing? Yeah. Jerk. All right, we've got 15 seconds left. It is 3rd and 20. 2 stops, game over. No, that was a Ravens timeout because they were planning it. John was I predicted the timeout because John was talking to the refs. He wanted to see what defense they were lining up. I guess. I don't know. But that was no, that was Cincinnati. Never mind. All right. That camera shot confused me then, but okay. Yeah, that was a Cincinnati timeout. All right, 3rd and 20. 15 seconds left. Come on, D. Come on, D. Don't let a crazy play. Time, go. Timekeeper stalled a little bit. Get him, get him, get him, get him. Oh, that's good. That's good. All right. 8 seconds left. This is the last play of the game. Wow. Wow. What an ending. Please let it be a good one, though. Now just set up a fence and knock it down. Set up a fence, knock it down. Set up a fence and knock it down. That's it. Come on, guys. I'm not looking at the comments just in case y'all see it first. Sorry, guys. I'm blocking your comments with my hand. But I can go to, let's go to banners. All right, so your comments aren't popping up. La 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 la. I can't see you. I can't hear you. La la. Oh, timeout. Yep. All right. Go back to comments. Oh, just knock the freaking ball down. That's all I'm asking, guys. I mean, that's all I'm asking. All right. 8 seconds left. All right. I'm going back to blocking. Well, not blocking comments. I just can't see comments. So I'm just reacting. I don't see your comments. So no offense if I'm not answering you right now. 8 seconds left. Here we go. Oh, timeout. My gosh. Who called it this time? Cincinnati. All right. P Digits, thank you for the $1.99 donation. Says, what and when made you a Cincinnati fan, GBD? Well, in West Virginia, it depends on what part of the state you're born. So if you're born in the northern part, I would say Charleston and up, you're more than likely going to be a Pittsburgh fan. If you live on the east side, like I would say, I don't know, the Panhandle, that area, you're going to be a Washington fan, Commanders fan. And then if you live on the west side of, or born on the west side, you're going to be a Bengals fan probably. I was born between Huntington and Charleston. Oh, he should have slipped. Hopefully he underthrows it. Knock it down. Ooh, that was close. Ooh, that was close. Ooh, that was close. Ooh, that was too close. They had a shot, guys. They had a shot. Man. And then you have that itty bitty section up near Wheeling. There are a few Browns fans up there, but not very many West Virginians like the Browns. So it's basically either the Steelers, which is central to north, um, the Commanders, which is your east side, and then the Bengals, which is pretty much the west side of the state. So it's just because West Virginia doesn't have a pro team. So, of course, my college teams, West Virginia in college football, West Virginia in college basketball, NFL, the Bengals, MLB, the Reds, and then NBA. This one doesn't make sense, guys, but it is what it is. The Knicks. The Knicks have been my and you know what? I wasn't really an NBA guy until the 1998 playoffs. Whenever the 8 seed Knicks went to the finals for the first time ever, that's when the an 8 seed got to the playoffs, first time ever in NBA history. That's when I became a Knicks fan. And of course, ever since they've sucked. So I am not good at picking teams whenever it comes to be a fan of, but it is what it is. Um, really don't have a choice on where you're born, you know? Oh, that was close. That receiver, that number one had a chance. Had a chance. Had a chance. Uh, all right, guys. Bengals win. I'm happy about that. I know that's not the title of the video. We just kind of morphed into that. Glad we did though. That was a good ending, and it was because of that scoop and score too. That was the game right there, and that's what made me switch it back. That's what made me switch it back, man. We'll be back tomorrow, 10 p.m. Don't forget to keep your eyes out for the regular videos that I do throughout the day. Appreciate you joining, guys. I know y'all probably have better stuff to do on a Sunday, but you chose to go to Blue Dude, and we greatly appreciate it. Come back tomorrow, see what nonsense we had to talk about tomorrow. This is just about college football fans talking about college football, the NFL when it's on, and some college basketball. I don't pretend to be some, professional know-it-all that knows everything about every team, and that I'm gonna, make you a ton of money on all my picks. My predictions are pretty good. I will say that. But basically, it comes down to college football fans talking about sports. That's what this is. So if that's you, hit the subscribe button, and I promise you won't be sorry. But anyways, y'all have a good rest of your Sunday. I know I will. The Bengals just won, so I'm happy about it. But enjoy the rest of your Sunday. Happy early Martin Luther King Jr. Day. A lot of you will be off tomorrow, so enjoy your day off. And if you don't worry about that either. I've had jobs where I didn't have that day off, so either way, enjoy your Monday and be back right here on Golden Blue Dude 10 p.m. tomorrow, and the regular videos as well. Anyways, for now, it's over. Bye bye. See you tomorrow.